All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Professionals Group. And my name is Guy Dawson. I'm the managing member of Classy Communications, a full service public relations and marketing company. And as we have done in our first week, we had Missy Day was our first guest inside of the group, the Professionals. This is a success group that is designed to help all of its members achieve higher levels of professionalism in their business, personal lives. And we are going to be showcasing entrepreneurs and other members of this group, hearing what they perceive as professionalism and how they are constantly working to improve themselves, to make them more effective in their fields, to make them captains of industry. And I have my good friend Kirk Williams with the College Access Group. He is here for this week's interview, and welcome to the Professionals, Kirk.
Thank you very much, Guy. It's a pleasure to be here on your platform. Looking forward to the conversation, and hello, everybody out there.
And Kirk and I have been working on a project, well, several projects. He runs this company, as I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, called College Access Group. And he puts on these amazing college fairs, encouraging students who are in high school to better themselves by getting an education. And Kirk, what got you into this particular profession?
Well, yeah, Guy, I've gotten into this profession maybe about 20 years ago. I was in the college access space. I'm originally from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I've been working for one of the universities here, University of Nevada, Las Vegas, in a Gear Up program. And what I ended up doing was expanding beyond what my 9-to-5 job was, and started to work with more and more students and their families about helping them find their pathway to understanding college is possible, and then helping them with the process. But what really took us off in about, I think, 2011 is when we started College Access Group, was to help even more individuals by doing a college fair, by having events. We're in an island in a sense here in Las Vegas, and we don't have a lot of colleges, a lot of places. So they all come in, fly into Las Vegas to host events for our students. And that's how I got into doing the event part of college access or college planning. So it was just a need that I saw. A lot of our students and our families just didn't know how to get to college, or what the information was about understanding the college process, understanding financial aid and FAFSA. They just didn't know, and they didn't know how to connect with colleges outside of the ones that are here locally. And we really only have UNLV, CSN. Now we have Nevada State College, Touro University. But outside of those, a lot of students wanted to explore other colleges, other opportunities. And it was something that I felt like we could do more of. And that's what I really created College Access Group for, that purpose.
And you've become a resource for high school students to start to learn about the process of going to college, exposing them to other universities that they might not have heard of. And how were you able to establish the relationships with these colleges and with these people to get them to see your vision, to see that you truly could be a resource for them on their journey towards going to college?
Sure. Well, you know what? This is the Professionals, and what I have always done in my career, in my lifetime. I've played basketball. I did a lot of college basketball. I went and played semi-professionally, and what I did was create relationships, build relationships as a professional. So when it came time to expand and create a business, I already built a lot of relationships by having integrity myself, by having a positive attitude. People are attracted to positivity and positive attitude. So I made sure that was my demeanor. I made sure I smiled a lot, but also talking to individuals and talking to any kind of person out there. It didn't matter who you were, what you looked like. I was willing to have a conversation and build a relationship, build a friendship. So that's how I was able to talk with college university presidents, talk with deans of universities, talk with college admissions counselors, and also high school principals, students as well, to build the gap, to build the bridge so that they could then trust in me and my company to provide an opportunity. So it really came down to me deciding that I was going to be a professional. And I read a lot of books. I'm a big John Maxwell fan, so I like leadership. And I made sure that I tempered or built my career, my life around, principles of professionalism, being reliable, having integrity, speaking with clarity, communication, being able to, deal with conflict in a positive way. So that's kind of how I set that up with College Access Group.
And specifically in the kind of business that you're in, Kirk, where you're connecting with young people, a business like yours really has to exemplify in a lot of ways for these young people what it's about. They're heading into the real world. They've been, living with their parents, going through high school. Yeah. Now you're stepping into another chapter of your life that requires you to be a different person. And the things that you were talking about a second ago, in terms of the way that you present your business to the world with the professionalism, I think that that's a great example for these kids to start to see professionalism in action, because they're going to be dealing with that for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely, 100% agree with that. We have to demonstrate what we want others to follow, what we want in these young students, and also the professionals that work with those students. So we do professional development programs as well. We have to demonstrate what we want them to emulate. So that's what College Access Group is. We have to, walk the walk. And you can't just tell someone to be a professional. You can't just tell someone, hey, you know what, you need to make sure you have a suit and tie on when you go and talk to somebody if you don't have one on. Students are looking at you as the example. And I believe that's kind of what I try to do with College Access Group and with all the other things that I've done and I'm doing with Live Inspired. And that's another, piece of our company. But that's kind of what we are trying to do, just be what we want others to be, to live in a life that's inspiring so that you can inspire, encourage, motivate others to do the same with their lives. So that's kind of what we do.
And of course, these relationships that you've cultivated, I know, and maybe you'll give a list of some of the universities that you have worked with, diverse universities all over the world, and to be able to communicate with these people requires definitely a high level of professionalism and knowledge about what you do, because they're bringing their college to you and trusting that you're going to market them in a professional way.
Absolutely. So just a few of the colleges that we've had, I mentioned University of Nevada, Las Vegas, but Nevada, Reno has been a huge supporter of ours. University of Oregon, University of Minnesota, University of Colorado Springs, Vanderbilt University, Howard University. We can go on and on. Arizona State University, University of Melbourne, Swiss Education Group, Melbourne, and Monash University. They're in Australia. So we have a ton of universities. USC, that's a big one. A lot of kids love. Cal State, Bakersfield, all these different schools have been a part of our events. And yes, you have to be able to communicate, not just speaking to them, but you have to be able to write well. So that's another thing that you have to do as far as being a professional. Speak well, write well, and then also have the integrity that you're going to market. You're going to have a great brand so that they can connect their brand to your brand. And I would also mention, Guy, that with our events with College Access Group, I really wanted to make sure that we had something for everyone. So as you can see behind me, I think is this way, with our events, we went beyond just a regular college fair, and we have what we call the Access College and Career Fair. So it's not just only college, but because we know a lot of students may not necessarily be able to get to college, and they want to go into the workforce right away. They want to go into a trade school. So we created this event where students can then connect with colleges, but they can also connect with a Walmart that's hiring. They can connect with the state of Nevada that has, a trade school connection to it. They can connect with, aviation school of maintenance that, work on airplanes. They can connect with a lot of different companies, not just colleges. They can connect with them all because it's for any kind of student. We want them to do that. So it's been, I've talked with CEOs of companies, I've talked with presidents of colleges, and we brought them all together for the benefit of students. So yes, you have to be able to talk with any and everybody, but talk with them in a positive manner. And that's kind of what we did. And that's what I've done. And I'm trying to continue to do that, even in the other activities that I'll be, pushing for.
And your business is all about creating opportunities for people, which I think is an excellent way to go about doing business. For me, my success comes in a large part by the opportunities that I'm able to create for others. And so for you, with all these young students, I've been a part of one of your events, one of the live events that was excellent. And just to see the way that you ran it, to see that you were creating an environment of success, right? Really contributing to the lives of these young people. And I mean, that's what business is all about. When you can create a successive environment, an environment of contribution, like you do at these events, then in turn, you end up being more successful as well, because people want to support you in what it is that you're doing.
Well, yeah, thank you very much for that, Guy. And for those that don't know, and I don't even have the banner up to tell you, but College Access Group is actually a subsidiary of our larger group, which is called the Williams Group. And one of the things that I made sure that I did for my tagline for the Williams Group simply says, helping you succeed. That's it. And that's what we want to do. And everything that I do, I just want to be the person that can help you succeed. And if that's you as a business, I want to help you be successful in whatever area you want to do it. If that's for students, I want to help the student be successful in their next journey. If that's for a professional that we want to provide training for, if it's for doing some type of life coaching, which that's also something that I'm involved in, then I want to help you as an individual and as a family. It's all about helping you be successful. I believe that's the way that you should approach life. I believe that's the way a professional should approach his craft. Because if you help someone, if you help more people, it's going to come back to you. You're going to be successful. You're going to be on the success journey as well. But putting others first, I've always wanted to do that in everything I've done, from management to leadership to, helping students be successful. That's what I want to do. And I believe by doing that, then in return, I will eventually get to where I want to get to as well.
And recently you put on an event. It was a big shift for you because the pandemic appeared from out of nowhere in the middle of the time when you had a live event scheduled. And I worked together with Kirk on this. Again, I work as a PR guy with his organization. And we had to really make a big pivot from a live event to an online event. Maybe speak to that, and will you, and the professionalism in being able to take an event that's designed for one venue and completely moving it into the virtual world. What lesson in professionalism did you gain from that experience?
Wow, well, man, I kind of think about it, and it's like, how did we actually end up doing that? Because we had the Access College and Career Fair that was set for April the 20th, I believe it was set for, something like that, 22nd. And it was all set and going. Then, hey, you know what? About March 17th came and everything shut down. My events were canceled, although I was still trying to say, hey, it's just postponed. We don't know just yet. But it was canceled. The school district, and we host our events in schools, high schools, and it was shut down. High schools and communities areas, and just shut down. And I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? I have 30 plus colleges that said that we're coming to Las Vegas, and now they can't come. What do we do? What do I do? I don't know. What I did, I had to call them and say, hey, you know what? Our event is canceled. We're not going to do anything. But I've been thinking about this virtual event. I've heard about them, and I just don't know. But what do you do? So as a professional, what I did and what I always will do is I will ask questions. I will go to industry professionals, and what I did was I went to the college recruiters themselves and says, what do you think about making this shift? It's a big shift, but we still want to make sure that we give information to the students. We want to make sure that we connect you with your students, because college recruiters, they have quotas, they have things that they have to meet. They have to meet with as many students as possible. So they were depending on my event and others like it to make sure that they get their jobs done. And I didn't want to disappoint. So it was about making the phone calls, making the emails, deciding if this was something that we could do, and then figuring out how to actually do it, because I'd never done it before. And we had to do all of that in, I believe we had 30 days to decide to do it to the time that we did it. And it was a lot of work. It was very interesting to then convince colleges that, hey, we're going to do this thing, and then to market to students to say, hey, come and sit in front of your computer for several hours to meet with and talk with all these different colleges that are going to be online waiting for you. So it was a lot that we had to do, but I believe we did a pretty good job, and I think we'll do it again. But just to be able to talk with different individuals, again, I reached out. I have no problem asking for help and saying, hey, you know what? How do I do this? Or is it even a good idea? And because they, trusted, I built that relationship with them. They said, yeah, go for it. Let's do it. And they showed up. We had 35, I believe, colleges that came online for that virtual college fair. And it was pretty good. And we look forward to doing it again.
And as they say, my mentor tells me all the time, the challenge creates the opportunity.
Yeah.
And so as a result of this, something that was totally unexpected, you didn't think that you would have to shift from a live platform to an online platform. And yet we were talking in the green room before we came on to the show today about the opportunities that have grown out of that, and the way that this world is always going to be a little bit different than it was in the past. This whole online streaming, these virtual conferences are here to stay. And that this is going to be a part of the business environment. And again, being the professional and adapting and accepting your situation and making it work for you. I mean, to me, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. You mentioned one word, adaptability. We have to adapt. And I believe we all are doing that on a continual basis. We have to pivot. You mentioned that word as well. And I think that's what we had to do. I had to do that. With College Access Group. I'm doing that with our Live Inspired Today podcast that I just started. That was supposed to be a live coaching type of event activity, but we had to shift it online. So now we've had to change things. This is going to be here. This is going to be here to stay. Although, like we talked about in the green room, live events are going to come back. We're going to, life is opening back up. We're no longer in level 7 of Jumanji, as my wife likes to say, but it's going to open back up. But even with it opening back up, we've gotten a taste of what we can do with this virtual world. The world has now become even smaller. So all business will have some type of hybrid format with a live event and live activities. And with these virtual events. So it's time for us to continue to grow and understand and get better at this platform, because it's not going anywhere. So, and we need to be better as professionals. That's kind of what we do. Learn, we adapt, and we get better. And we just continue on that success journey, because success is not a destination, it's a journey. So that's what we're going to do when it comes to this platform, this medium. And I think we all professionals are going to do well with it.
Kirk, you've been in business for quite a while, and I would like to ask you to share what are some of the keys to being a greater professional, in your opinion, or growing as a professional?
Sure. Well, we'll kind of mention a few of them. I would say one of my number one keys to being a professional is, number one, I would say know who you are as an individual, as a person. A lot of people don't really, invest in themselves, invest in their own mindset. I think if you invest in who you are and know who you are as an individual, then you can step out into the world and have confidence in any situation that you're in. Two, I would say have integrity. Know who you are again, but live that out. No matter who's watching, if no one is watching, you still do the positive, the good things that you should do. And once you get around individuals, they will feel that positive energy. They will feel that you are an integrous person, and they will trust you. And then I would also say, be reliable. I have a shirt that I wear sometimes, and it just says, be who you are. And I say, hey, you know what? That's who I am. I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to be reliable. I'm going to, be aware, and I'm going to live my life the way that I think I'm supposed to live it. Other people are going to gravitate towards that. So I think those are a few things that I would say as a professional keys to being, again, walking on that success journey. And you actually will be going somewhere. You won't be walking on the success treadmill. You'll actually be going somewhere. So that's what I would say.
Great advice, and it was a pleasure to talk with you about your business today, Kirk. For those professionals who are listening, how can they get in contact with you if they want to be a part of some of your events that's coming up? I know you've got other aspects of your business that you're starting to really bring forward along with the College Access Group with these college fairs, but I want to connect people within the professionals. And that's what this is all about. So how can they reach you for a one-on-one or to learn more about what you do?
Sure. Well, definitely with College Access Group, simple website, College Access Group, all one word, .net. collegeaccessgroup.net. That's a great way to look at our website and see what we have been doing. Also, hey, you know what? Call me directly. I'll give you my direct cell phone number. It's 702-907-1894. You can call me directly and we can have a conversation. We can chat, and love for you guys to be a part of the College Access Group, the Access College and Career Fair that's coming up. I believe it's going to be in August and October. We're going to have a couple of events. And again, we do colleges, but we also have a career side. So if you want to teach others about your trade, about your careers, about the business that you have, this will be a phenomenal opportunity to participate in that. And then you can also email us at collegeaccessgroup@gmail.com. collegeaccessgroup@gmail.com. Very simple. Just send us an email, call me on the phone, check out our website. That's the best way to get in touch with us. And you know what? Just, hey, I speak, I talk. If you have any webinars, any live events that you would love to have someone come and talk to your professionals, your students, your business clients, I am available. So, but you can reach us there. Again, we're talking about College Access Group right now. Next time, maybe Guy will have me on. I'll talk about the Live Inspired side of it. But right now, College Access Group would love to have you guys participate and be a part of what we're doing, because I think it's something that's going to grow and become better, but it will only become better when we have more people and more professionals like yourselves being involved.
Well, thanks again, Kirk, for being a part of the broadcast of the professionals. You shared a lot of information that I think is critical for having a high level of professionalism. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to interview you, is because I really feel that you exemplify that in the way that you do business. We've done things together, and I appreciate your style, the way you go about doing your business. So thank you again for being a part of the broadcast.
Thank you very much, Guy. I appreciate it. And I'm very excited for your platform, what you're doing here with the professionals and the group. And I believe it's going to grow and grow and grow. And you're going to be a household name all over the world. So make sure you take my call still when you get up there. Well, thank you again, man. We're really excited about what you got going on. And thank you, everybody, for being a part of this particular conversation. I look forward to seeing your conversations as well.
All right. And for all of you, our next interview will be next Wednesday at 1 p.m. and it'll be with Daryl Braswell. He is a very successful realtor here in town, and a real go-getter, somebody who exemplifies the professional spirit. And we're just week after week going to be doing these interviews with the professionals in this group. And I'm just so excited about upcoming events. We have a brand marketing event that is going to be on the 2nd of July. It's going to be with a good friend of mine named Rich Kozak. And he's going to be talking about how to become the brand that you've always wanted to be. We've got other events that I'll be making announcements about on this professionals page. So go out there and be the ultimate professional, and we'll see you back here on our next interview and broadcast, and interact in the group. We love to connect with other professionals. Take care of yourselves and see you soon.